Darren Michaels? My name's Conley. I'm captain of the local police department.
Are you gonna arrest me?
No, we're not. But we need to talk to you. May I come in?
Sure. So,
You work in Fuller's photo studio? Is that right?
not anymore. Not since yesterday.
Not anymore. Why?
The work atmosphere. I quit.
Quit? Or were you thrown out? Was there an argument?
Why? Has something happened to Fuller? Please say yes.
Well, yes.
Have you arrested him? Or did someone beat him up in a dark alley?
Would you be happy about that?
Only if it was painful.
He's dead. He was stabbed to death in the early hours of the morning. We're still counting the wounds. Can you tell us anything about that?
No. Nothing you'd find fitting.
Someone must have been pretty angry with old Mr. Fuller. How angry were you with him, Darren?
So angry that I don't feel sorry that he's dead. But I've got nothing to do with it. Look, I saw him for the last time yesterday afternoon when he threw me out.
And you haven't been in the store since then?
No.
Darren, we found your fingerprints.
Of course, I worked there.
On the safe. Was that part of your job?
Look, what do you want?
Where were you last night?
I was in Biba's diner with a friend.
Correct. Angelina Morgan. You haven't known her very long, have you?
Do you have to be engaged if you want to go out with a woman in this town?
Very funny. Only if you did know her better, you might be able to explain why Miss Morgan murdered Mr. Fuller.
What?
She was practically caught red-handed.
Practically?
She was standing over Mr. Fuller's corpse, covered in blood. The whole thing could have only been clearer if we had a notarized, certified video of the murder.
That's crazy. Perhaps she found Fuller dead and wanted to help him.
That's what she claims, too. And what was she doing in Fuller's store in the middle of the night?
What do I know? Ask her.
We have. She says she was told to go there by a man on the phone.
By the guy following her.
Correct, by a stranger. That's why I'm here. Miss Morgan says that you told her about her pursuer.
Yeah, absolutely. And the hotel owner saw him too.
I've already been to see him. He confirmed that someone was asking after Miss Morgan, but he couldn't give us a proper description. Did you get a proper look at the man?
I did. His eyes are close together, and...
Not here. Come down to the station. We can do a photo fit there.
What about Angelina?
Yeah. Well, let's see what the guy you saw has to say about all this.
Give me a break. If he was the one who called, he's not gonna admit it.
If there was a call in the first place. Please, come as soon as possible. We need that photo fit.
That's a postcard of Biddeford, but I can't just go off across the town right now. I don't have to call right now. Nothing interesting to see. No, that's not him. The hairline was higher.
Like that, perhaps?
No, it was more... Can't you just let me have a go at it?
Sure. Look, here are the various chin shapes and eyebrows and so on.
Yeah, I was watching you. I get the idea, okay?
You can change things using the arrows. When you're happy with it, click on save and...
Alright, I've got it.
Okay. Let me know when you're finished.
Okay. The quicker the police find this guy, the quicker I can help Angelina. What did he look like again?
Are you finished?
Huh? No, it's not quite right. Can I take a break?
Yes, but just a little one. We need that photo fit.
All right. I've remembered something else.
Very good. Finished?
Well, he looked something like that.
Like that is not enough. Have another think.
Yeah. I've remembered something else.
Very good. So?
That's him. The guy that followed me and Angelina looked like that.
I don't know him. Perhaps a tourist. You also said he spoke with an accent.
Exactly. What now?
We'll post the pictures around town and invite the gentleman in for a talk.
And Angelina?
Yes, well, she's...
Oh, Angelina!
Darren! It wasn't me! You've got to get me out of here. They want to pin this on me.
I know, but we'll get this sorted out.
They want to charge me this afternoon. You've got to somehow...
Come on, Miss Morgan.
Darren!
I'll get you out of here. I'll think of something.
Come on, Darren.
Leave me alone. I'm gonna find out what's going on here. She is innocent. What was her motive?
That's the thing. We don't know.
Look, others had a motive. Fuller blackmailed people.
Is that so?
Mrs. Biber from the diner, she paid Fuller. Lots of money.
How do you know that?
Is that important? She had a motive. And what about that guy? He was at Fuller's yesterday.
We didn't find any money in Fuller's store, and this gentleman's a witness. Nothing else. As far as the alleged blackmailing is concerned, have you any evidence?
Evidence? Ask Mrs. Biber.
And she's gonna tell us if she was blackmailed by Fuller?
She put her under pressure.
Based on your speculation? No, that's not enough. We need evidence. Or at least something that would suggest blackmail before we can move on it. And until then, our only suspect is over there behind bars.
Fine, then I'll get a hold of the evidence. Where do I start? I need evidence that Fuller was a blackmailer. But what did he blackmail Mrs. Biber with? And was it just her or were there others? I bet the secret door in his basement has something to do with it. But how do I open it? Has Fuller still got the key on him? I've got to find out. What piss-awful weather. Suppose. I'd better leave the scales here.
Yes. Are you delivering something?
Yes.
Delivering?
I must have...
Well, go and get it.
Oh, of course. There's a delivery note for... I can't take anything. The nurse... There are a few cables hanging down the side. The machine only monitors... Perhaps the delivery... Hey, Rosie. How'd it work?
What do you want?
Do you know this man?
Has he got something to do with the Fuller murder? Of course. I can see it now. That's a real criminal face.
You know him or not?
Never seen him.
Then not. Have you already heard what happened to Fuller?
Isn't that something?
I know, right?
Alas, something's happening here. A bloody murder in the middle of the night? A suspicious foreign lady? Who knows what's gonna come out of all this?
Maybe the suspicious foreign woman is innocent and has been wrongly arrested.
Oh yeah, and the killer is still on the loose and is gonna kill again.
Oh yeah, maybe a souvenir shop employee.
That's not funny. You shouldn't joke about that.
What can you tell me about the hotel down the coast?
The Wild Coast? Belongs to an old town family. Been there for about 100 years. It's a well-run place. Doesn't do badly. Bit boring, though.
No scandals?
The owner doesn't get on too well with his son. He's hanging out in Portland. Some kind of musician. But exactly what? I don't know.
And anything else?
There's an illegal card game up there sometimes. The cops don't bother with it, though.
Why'd they do that?
How should I know? The chief probably plays with them.
Thanks.
Yeah.
An empty pack? There are a few magazines lying around here. Recommendations. Excuse me.
Yes, please.
Do you know that Angelina's been arrested?
I can't tell you anything about that.
But you do know.
Look, Darren, this is a family hotel.
I understand. Can I have a quick look around in Miss Morgan's room?
Absolutely not.
Even if I were to let something slip out to the press?
I'm not going to be blackmailed. And anyway, the newspaper belongs to my brother-in-law.
Nice for you. I saw the card and the flowers that you sent my mother.
Oh, well, that was a given. As I hear it, isn't she any better?
Seems there's not much kept private round here.
Well, my wife is a friend of the doctor's wife. After all, one worries about people, doesn't he?
Would you let me know then when my mother's condition starts to improve?
Sorry?
Was this guy here again yesterday?
You mean the one who was asking about Miss Morgan? Yes, I saw him the one time through the window. He was headed towards town.
Where was he coming from?
I can't tell you exactly. Somewhere from around the beach, I'd say.
Well, can you keep your eyes peeled? I believe he's caught up in all this.
In the murder?
For sure. He was following Miss Morgan, and now he's framed her for the murder.
What are things coming to? What kind of folks are running around in our lovely little Biddeford these days?
What do you reckon? Who do you think murdered Fuller?
Well, the cops already have a suspect.
That's crazy. It wasn't her.
I hope so, too. And I also hope they keep it quiet about where she was staying.
And that's all you're worried about?
Now listen here. My whole family's welfare depends on this hotel. You know what my daughter's tuition fees in Switzerland cost?
There's an innocent girl sitting in jail. That interests me more than your daughter's college fees.
Forgive me, you're right. But if Miss Morgan is innocent, which is what we all assume, then the truth will soon come to light.
Oh, I'll bring it to light, all right. Whatever it costs. The weather isn't going to be suiting to your guests.
Oh, yeah, well, there's not much going on anyway. The change in the weather was already announced. And to be honest, right now I'm quite happy there's not so many guests in the hotel. You know why. With the incident.
Have the cops sealed off Miss Morgan's room?
They were here first thing this morning. Got me out of bed, they did. I was worried that they'd pull the whole room apart. Took a whole lot of photos and fingerprints. You know, like in a movie.
But they didn't.
The captain had a look around the room, made a few notes, and told me that nothing should be touched. But after 10 minutes, he was off again, without taking anything with him.
So are they coming back again?
I don't know. I didn't get the feeling that the captain was looking for anything in particular. He just wanted to take a look around.
So there could definitely still be clues hidden in the room. I need to be able to get a look around in there. And I'll be a lot more thorough than the captain. There is no way that the porters... I should have guessed. The police have sealed the door. I'll tie the rope to the window grill in the basement. Hey, if it worked in ancient Egypt. My private doorway to Fuller's Well. I'll take the bar with me. Perhaps I can use it a second time. Beaten by a centuries-old technique. Shame. That's got it. The clips are off and the screen's gone up. Battered looking numeric pad with small metal buttons. I guess they... Everything slides slightly back and forth. The floor gives a... Aha, I knew it. If it really is a kind of scale, then it could measure Fuller's weight while he tapped in the secret number into this pad. And the door would only, pretty well thought through for sure. For me, there's the problem that I have no idea how heavy Fuller is. I've got to find that out if I want to make progress here. If it real pretty well, I've got to find... An old garden hose with more holes than a golf. A beer crate. An ancient rusted... An old clothes dummy. I don't think I'll find anything that the police missed. Whoa. I think I need more sleep. An old, rather battered...
What's with my slide projector?
Don't worry, I've got
Is
it here.
it broken?
No, but old and battered as ever. What do you need the projector for anyway? You're blind.
You just look after your own.
Do you know this man?
You want to play me for a sucker?
Oh, sorry. Have you heard what happened to Fuller?
Sure. The police was here. Wanted to know if I heard anything.
Did you?
I got ears like a lynx, but it was raining. When the rain falls on that tin roof out my window, I can't hear nothing else.
The police have arrested an innocent woman.
It happens.
I'm gonna prove that she's innocent.
Is she that pretty?
She's damn pretty. But that's not why I'm doing it.
Whatever. You would have helped a 60-year-old wrinkly biddy in just the same way. But it don't matter in the end. The strong gotta help the weak. It's your duty to get her out of there.
Will you help me?
If I can.
Losing the trash, huh? Oh, man, that stinks. So, what have we got here? A trash bag with leftovers, packaging, paper towels. Hey! That really might be interesting. Those are the paper snippets out of the trash can at the diner. letter from Fuller to Mrs. Dearest Claire, I'm a little disappointed that you don't come to visit me anymore.
Don't you miss our time together at all? All the fun we had? Take a look at the pictures. You look so happy and contented. Don't you think so too? I tell you, that was some kind of fun we had too. And you just can't bring yourself to admit it. Are you worried about it getting out? Well, it would be too embarrassing, wouldn't it? A married businesswoman has to watch her reputation. What would the folks say? What would your husband do with you? It would be a scandal, but I'll protect you from it. Me and 15 Ben Franklin stand between you and shame. I'll expect the, bonus this evening. Bring it to me, and I'll enjoy myself in the pictures for a few more weeks. F.
But is that going to be enough for the cops? I'm going to ask her what he was blackmailing. I've got to find out what Fuller was using to blackmail her. I'm sure that... Dr. Newhouse from the hospital. Oh. Dr. Newhouse?
Yes?
Well, it seems that the porter at the Wild Coast Hotel is remarkably well informed about my mother's condition.
Sorry?
Your wife rather likes to chat with his?
Oh, that, I'm sorry about that, Darren. I've already told my wife on many occasions that she shouldn't talk about patients with her lady friends.
But more exactly, your wife oughtn't to know a damn thing about these patients anyway, yes?
Yes. If only it were that simple. It won't happen again.
Have you ever seen this guy? He was in the hospital yesterday.
In the hospital? I don't think I saw him. Why did you ask the nursing sister?
He was here in the diner, too.
That's right. I think he was talking to Mrs. Biber.
Did you notice anything else?
Afraid not.
So how was old Fuller killed then?
Oh, I'm afraid I'm not allowed to tell you anything. They're still investigating.
What? You think I'd tell the press? I did used to work for him, and I'd like to know what
Well,
happened.
okay then.
And more exactly?
He was stabbed nearly a dozen times.
Did he bleed to death?
Not
Huh. So looks like Fuller had a pretty free choice of how he checked out. Somebody wanted to...
Darren, you really shouldn't speak of the dead like that.
I'm not interested in the dead. I'm interested in the murder. As I understand it, there's also a department in the health center for the less mobile. A morgue.
Yes. That's right. This is a small town. We doctors...
So don't you have to have special training for that?
If there's even just the slightest sign of a crime, then we get an experienced pathologist over from Portland.
So that means that Fuller still hasn't been looked at.
Right now, we're waiting for the pathologist. We've only prepared him.
Do the nurses sometimes stick their fingers in the deceased's personal effects?
Outrageous! Of course not. These things are properly stored away in the morgue, as they should be.
Thank you. So, are the cops in Biddeford any good?
How do you mean that?
Do you trust them to find the killer?
I'm sure they'll do their best.
Oh, right.
We've never had a case like this before.
Oh, so you don't reckon it's such a bad thing if they've got the wrong person, since they still have to practice?
I'm sure that the captain will solve the case.
Well, that's it for now, I guess.
If you've got any more things you want to ask.
Psst. Mrs.
Just
Bite.
a moment, please. Yes, what can I get you?
So where was your husband last night?
Yeah, and what's that got to
What's
do?
that
I'm
with-
asking you.
This weird guy, the one who bumped into me
The
yesterday.
guy from yesterday? Sure, I think I'd remember him.
This guy.
Oh, him. Nope. I haven't seen him again since he was in here.
What did he want?
He was asking after
Miss Angelina
Could be.
Moore. And you haven't seen him again.
Nope.
Will you tell me if you do?
Maybe.
So friendly. What's happened to your eye? Let me guess. You fell down the stairs.
Yes.
And your husband was standing at the
What's
bottom.
this got to do with you?
I just don't understand it. How often does this happen?
Not often.
Maybe you ought to move to a bungalow.
Yeah, you think you can give me advice? You
You
married?
trade in your pride when you do that?
You've never been in love. If you had, you'd never ask. Okay, what do you want to drink?
Is it too early for a whiskey? What do you think? Psst, Mrs. Bible.
Yes, what can I get you?
Haven't you heard what's happened to
Yes.
Fuller? Why not? You hated him. Maybe your life will be a bit easier now without him around anymore.
How can you say that? He's been murdered.
Did you then?
No!
After everything he did to you?
What?
Oh, a little.
Nothing. You don't know a thing.
Or what? The same thing that happened to Fuller will
Get
happen to me?
out.
Psst, Mrs. Bible.
Yes, what can I get you?
A girl I know is being suspected of having killed Fuller. Yes, she was lured into a trap. She has no motive. She also wasn't being blackmailed.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Was Fuller blackmailing anyone else? Did anyone else have a motive?
You've got nerve. I wasn't being blackmailed. Listen, I'm sorry about what happened to your friend. But if she's not guilty, then she won't be held for long now, will she? And I don't know anything about blackmail.
Huh. So you don't want to help me get an innocent girl out of jail?
I can't.
Mrs. Bible. So, are 15 Ben Franklins enough of a motive for murder?
What?
The $1,500 you had to pay Fuller.
Get out of here. You just can't.
Have any evidence? Could be I do.
I didn't.
Where were you when it happened?
So now you're a cop.
Would you prefer it if I go to the
I was
cops?
at home
Alone?
with my husband.
I believe you. That's